Hi, greetings. Y'all gonna hear my little fan. I got my little fan right here. It's a little warm. You know how upstairs the heat rises upstairs. So it's just a tad bit warmer in here than I expected. So I got a little cute. My husband gave me a cute little desk fan, and I happen to also use this for when I go to bed as well. And then of course sometimes I wake up really cold, but you know. And I'm right by the air conditioning. So when you're downstairs, you have to cut the heat down. How you doing, Planet? What's going on, girl? Hi. So sometimes you have to cut the air conditioner down, up down. So you know how upstairs is hot, downstairs is really cold. So if you have your freeze downstairs and whatever. So anyway, we have thank God we have ceiling fans in all the rooms. Anyway, let me get to it. First of all, I said I wasn't gonna do no video yet. I'm gonna go ahead and light my sage, and y'all know I sell sage. This is the sage that I sell. It's a chakra sage. I'm gonna go ahead and light it today because we can ready to talk about my Jazzy life. I got my crystals here, right here, and I got them here so I can because I'm talking about this dark energy, my Jazzy life. We're talking about this dark energy. So I gotta keep my stuff on display, my crystals. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this dark energy of my Jazzy life. And I got my little candles. Now y'all know I sell candles too, but I'm not gonna light this candle because I don't have my well, I'll have to get up. I got the thing. So y'all please like the video. Please like, share, subscribe. And we're like, how you doing? I don't need no man telling me I do. See, one thing about this fan, it rotates, y'all. I'm trying to get it. I need to get I need to light my candles. That's what I really need to do. I should light my candles and cut off the light. Okay, y'all, wait a minute, hold on. I gotta put this dang old candle down on the ground. All right, y'all. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, child. I was gonna start probably the next time I do a video. I'm gonna actually physically watch the video and I'm gonna react to it, or at least certain parts of it, and that's gonna take some time and effort on my end to do that. Y'all, it's just really hard to listen to my Jazzy life, y'all. She is so draining because y'all know I'm a mom for a lot of my girls. You know the Erics, my girl, friend, my girl TMR, and it's a lot of times we sitting in there and we're watching the live reactions and we're watching the videos. And y'all, this is so much. It's only so much I can take in listening to my Jazzy life complain. Let me just start off before I start complaining. I got my nails done, y'all. I got my nails done. My little ring, my little wedding ring. We're gonna do an upgrade. We keep saying we're gonna do an upgrade, but we never do. I haven't found the ring that I want yet. But this is the first ring that I picked. I picked this out. We got it the same day that we got married. After when we had to rush and hurry up and get the ring, and then we were going down to the courthouse and get married. So that's what happened. So I chose this ring. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Um. So anyway, one of my mothers, because y'all know I have two. Everybody that, if y'all new to my channel, y'all know I was adopted, and I met my biological mother probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And the mother who raised me used to always tell me this. She always, because I used to complain, I'm like, Mom, I don't know how to do such and such. I don't know how to do it. And that's when I was coming up, I was very young. And see, my parents were older. Just like for my son, me and my husband, we're older parents. Well, I'm older parents. Yeah. Well, he is too. We are older parents, right? So when you have older parents, your older parents in growing up can school you on certain knowledge. Even the younger parents can too, right? Because I schooled my children when they were young on certain things. Uh, but because I had older, wise parents, let's be clear, because I didn't just have an old fool for parents. Both my parents were old fools, right? So I my mother would always tell me before I would fix my mom, she got used to me complaining. And so she looked into my eyes one day. And what she said was, she said, excuses are only good for those that make them. And I've been told this my whole entire life, and even began to start hearing her tell my children this, okay? Especially my daughter, girl. Yeah, she's just not getting it together. She's a Pisces. God bless her. So that's one of my best friends. But she got it together, y'all. I love that girl. But anyway, I loved her when she didn't have it together. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. And so, what I want to tell Jasmine, my Jazzy life, my Jasmine, uh, Dukes, the priest Dukes, what I would like to tell her is that excuses are only good for those who make them. And excuses have run up over. But she want to tell her cup is in full or whatever she said. It's not gonna be full, darling. It's not gonna be full because you are excuse maker. You always make excuses about what you don't have. And at the end of the day, you as a grown woman now, you are a grown woman now. And because you are a grown woman, you have to do grown shit. And that is part of you getting together with your everybody in your household that is of age to work need to buckle down and handle your bills and handle the things that you need. Okay, even though I am a homemaker, my husband is the provider. I still, at times, if he is lacking something, I still, as a wife, have to fulfill it. See, I'm a wife. I'm not nobody's girlfriend. Okay? So let's understand that. But even still, if y'all playing the shack-up business, if y'all playing, and I'm not knocking that, because sometimes some people don't need to get married, right? So we don't always, I don't want to be one of those ones, because I'm a married woman, to tell somebody that they should get married, because marriage ain't for everybody, okay? But what I want to say is that you, as a woman who have 5 children or high meals, and then you plan on having more, you shouldn't be talking about more children, because I remember you kept, after you had Legend, you kept saying that you wanted more children. Now, I don't be messing around with people's biological clocks. I'm not people, when I say I'm a doctor of metaphysical. I'm not a gynecologist, okay? I'm not going up in your yummy, although I'm a yummy a facilitator, meaning I can do, I'm certified to do people's yummy things, which I don't like doing because some heifers stink in the pocketbooks, okay? So I don't like doing them. I just provide the herbs so you can get your yummies clean, okay? So what I want to tell Jasmine on my Jazzy life, Jasmine Dukes McCrean, that she needs to get it together, because no way in hell that you, as a as a grown woman, sit up here crying on the camera about, crying on YouTube about how your broke ass ain't got no, you say that people need to buy you a camera. You damn near demanding that people buy you a camera. The nerve of your broke ass to say that. I shouldn't call you broke, because I don't know what's in your pockets. But I will tell you that if you was any kind of woman, and you are supposed to be the first teacher of your children, you're the first person that when things do not go right in your children's life, your children will turn to who? Your broke ass. I said, I'm going to stop calling this broke. I'm sorry. I don't call out a name. I'm so sorry. I don't mean that. I'm just frustrated with this conversation. That's what I am. I'm frustrated, okay? And now, do I get emotional over these crazy YouTube mommies? Sometimes. This is one of them times. And I'm just saying, you said she broke Planet. I'm just saying, for the record, I'm going to need her to stop being entitled. I can't stand an entitled heifer. Listen, people, children, include mine, although I homeschool my child, and although he's homeschooled, I still, as a mother, cannot afford to give nobody nothing. I'm gonna give my grandchildren some stuff for going back to school, a couple of outfits, but that's all I can do right now. Okay. Um, and because me and my husband had to, get together and buy my son shoes, and we're not even done buying him shoes. We bought him 2 pair for now, but in October we got to re-up on at least 5 more pairs of shoes. Okay, but he got all his clothes. My husband brought home school supplies. He bought school supplies, but guess what? At the end of the day, my husband did not ask nobody to buy no school supplies for our children. He did not ask for me. He did not ask his sister to give it. His sister did not call over here and say, hey, can y'all help me out on some school supplies? No, because you know why? His sister's a grown-ass woman who works really hard and has somebody in her mate works really hard so they can provide for their children. Now, there's nothing wrong with giving a hand up and not a hand out. That's okay to help somebody sometimes when they're in trouble, because we all need money sometimes. We might need $50 here, you might need $30 here, you might need $150 or $200. You might even need $300 at times. But God damn it, excuse my French, I'm sorry. Not every time we look up My Jazzy Life and Live Life and the rest of these helpers is begging for some shit all the time. People are struggling. This society, do you understand that the economy is in a deficit, and it's been in a deficit, and it's gotten worse since old Biden? I call him old Biden. I don't even call him Biden. I call him old Biden because he was part of the Obama administration. So I call him old Biden. Okay. And then y'all want me to talk politics, so I'll break some stuff down to y'all, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because some of y'all ain't ready there for that. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay. But what I'm gonna read your comments. So just give me a few seconds and I'll read your comments. I appreciate you typing in here, please. You didn't know I had a channel. I got a damn channel. I sure do. So I'm gonna read your comments. Of course, me neither. Okay. Deborah Burnett says, let me see what my girl says. Jasmine has been begging on this internet for the longest. Tell her man Chris to stop breaking her electronics, and he knows this is how she makes her money. EJ says, I didn't know you had a channel. I'm rereading what you said. You okay? Now, yes, I got a channel, and yes, he always breaking her stuff. And at the end of the day, you know what? Damn it, she got to get off her ass and make some money. Okay, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all a couple of things about me. I'm going to share a couple of things about me. First of all, y'all, I like shit. Okay? You can tell by this ensemble. I like costume jewelry. I like real jewelry. I like a good old Coach watch. I like Coach purses. I like Michael Kors stuff. I will, although I make lotions and stuff like that, I make my own lotions, but I love a good Victoria's Secret thing, okay? I love to rock me some Victoria's Secret washes and all kind of stuff. It's like we all do as women. I like to get my nails done. I like to get my toes done. I like to get my eyebrows did, okay? But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to ask none of you young ladies to buy nothing for me. I'm not going to get online and ask y'all to buy nothing. Now, it was only one time I asked for donations, and I'm going to tell you why. My son was in an apartment fire. His apartment caught on fire, and I did pull up and ask for some donations. Okay? That did happen. Now, did I also donate to my child? Yes, I did. I gave him money, and I bought his children some clothes. You know what I mean? That was the only time. And let me tell you something, how prideful my son is. My son didn't even make the GoFundMe. He was a GoFundMe. My son didn't even make the GoFundMe. My son's children's mother's friend, she, even a woman, even the nice young lady he's with didn't even make the GoFundMe for, and they got 4 children. They didn't even make the GoFundMe. Guess who made that? Her friend, out of the goodness of her heart. They didn't necessarily want it, but they accepted it. They didn't ask her to make it. She made it off her own free will, and I started to push it because I didn't tell nobody at first. I didn't tell my family. And then I called my father and told him, and he sent some money. You know, our family sent some money. My daughter, everybody kicked in. Everybody in the family kicked in and sent some money. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And that was the only time. My son don't call me. First of all, my children don't even call me, ask for money. And if they do, it's just like, you know, $20. Mama, can you loan me $20? I'm trying to, whatever the case is. But they got nice jobs. I'm not working. My children are all working. All of them have nice jobs. But sometimes somebody might overspend, or a bill may come up unexpectedly. Anything could come up. You know what I mean? And it's okay for a hand up, not a hand out. You know, it's 2 different things, okay? So let's understand that. My Jasmine life, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You are the most miserable. Ain't gonna put her. You are horrible. You tripping. That you would ask somebody, and then you mad at people. Everybody got bills, baby. Ain't nobody gonna be paying your damn bills for them children of yours. And you don't even appreciate nothing. Every time somebody buy you a bed, you go in those rooms, the children beds all broke up. You know why? Because you just let them do whatever. My son can't jump on his bed. I mean, he'll try, he's 7, but he gets in trouble. He gets recommended. He get reprimanded for jumping on, excuse me, for not pronouncing. I had to get that word together. He tries it, but he gets in trouble. You know, don't jump on that bed. If you jump on that bed again, then you won't be playing that game. Or you won't be doing whatever it is that you're trying to do. Let me read what my people say. Yes, self-care. Yes, is a must. It is. And I brushes my teeth too. Wash my face. And my face is so beautiful. I'm a vegetarian, y'all, too, though. That's why I'm 50 years old. But that's a whole nother story. The woman and her family failed her miserably. People are struggling out here. Food prices off the hook, gas, utilities, and etc. Yes, they are. If you notice, your electric bill has gone up. Everybody's across the country. Electricity has gone up. Okay. Secondly, food prices, and you are correct, Deborah, have gone up. Everything has gone up. Like, I catch sales, and even with these fancy dancy gadgets and things that I like to buy from time to time, guess what? I use coupons. I'm a red carpet at Michael Kors, and so they always sending me coupons, and like all them prices that people be paying like $200 for purses, I might pay $75 for it. You know, they send me some good deals. You know, but that's neither here nor there. That's something I like to do because I have a husband that like me to look nice, and I like to look nice. I like to shop, and my husband encourages me to shop. But I can't do it when we got bills now. You know, bills come first now. You know, but if all the bills paid, I'll get me a nice little bag. I sure will. You know. But what I'm saying is, if you ain't got it, stop begging for it. You got to work hard for it. I'm 50 years old. I have retired on the terms of working for somebody unless I have to. But guess what? If I have to go back out there and work, I know how to do it. I'm qualified to do it. Not just to this metaphysical degree that I have, of the metaphysical degree that I have, my PhD. I don't just have that, but I'm talking, I got I got regular stuff like business administration, computerized accounting. What else is the degree? Healthcare management and business and healthcare administration. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is I know how to make it in the real world. Because I'm not making no money on this social media, y'all. I have, well, that's a lie. That's not true. I am making money off of social media. I am. Through my businesses, through my website, because that's considered social media, right? So I am. I sell herbs. I sell crystals. I sell sage. You know what I mean? I do readings, I do life coaching, and I do all kind of current stuff. And I do coaching in general. But I have a lot of things that I can do. I can go work at a gym. I can, because I'm a personal trainer too, nutritionist. I got certified as nutrition. I can do a lot of things in the regular world. I said the real world, but in the, I can do a lot of things outside this home. I can do a lot of things outside of just doing uh the businesses. But sometimes as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, sometimes I do have to get a business or two, because I have to get out there and work at times if I wanted extra stuff, because guess what happens sometimes what happens is business gets slow. And right now, YouTube, people ain't making that much money on YouTube like they used to. Now, some people racking up, but my Jazzy Life is not making it like she used to. Number one, she got an extra expense. Chris. Okay. What does EJ say? My Jasmine has been and brought her with her ass a big fest that were successful. Yeah, but it ain't successful now. It's not successful now. But she don't understand that it's not working for her anymore. No, because people are tired of taking care of her, and she don't appreciate it. You know how you show your appreciation to people? You put out content they want to hear. Like, even, I'm not going to down her subscribers, okay? People in there are begging her, like, hey, just put videos out. They are trying to talk to her to to change the subject because they like her. A lot of times people really like my Jazzy's Life that's following her on a lot of occasions. But instead of her taking the momentum of just putting the video out, using a good old cell phone, like, okay, I think this is a 13. I think this is this is the 13. This is the whatever. This is the one before the new one that they have. Y'all know what I'm saying? This is a flipping 8. But guess what? This is my other phone. Guess what? I would take this flipping 8. You can do a video on this flipping 8. And she got an iPad. I'm on an iPad right now, y'all. And this iPad is really good. It shows really good. This iPad, they made this in 2022. And I'm still rocking this iPad, okay? And sometimes you just got to do what you got to do until you save money. And all she got to do is save money, and she'll have that camera. She save $100, $150 per paycheck. She'll have that camera within 5 months. And sometimes you just got to wait and get it yourself, because who wants to keep begging besides her, Anyway, Kendra Forrest says, and I know some Forrest people. Hey, how are you doing on this beautiful night? But anyway, you can tell what is. Wait a minute. Y'all know I need glasses. You can tell just what is going on to Jazzy if she don't get no cameras. Yeah, what's happening is people are getting tired of her. Sorry about that slow struggle read. I sound like I'm ill-informed. I'm not. I can read, but I got a doctor's appointment to get some new glasses on the 2nd, y'all. I'm gonna get some new glasses because the glasses I have is not. It's not glassy. I like that. I like when people say something is not ing, but it don't make no sense. It's like, girl, why are you asking people to do stuff for you that you should do for yourself? Like, it's certain things I can do for myself. Even as a wife, I don't ask my husband to do everything for me, because it's some things I can do for myself. Sometimes I just will go shopping because I want to go shopping, and I don't feel like him because sometimes when he goes shop, sometimes when I'm using his money, y'all, I'm a female. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna tell y'all some of my business. So sometimes when I go shopping, and he's paying for it, he'll be like, well, what's that outfit about? I don't like that. And listen, he don't understand the madness of my relationship of my outfits. My outfits always have a theme. Like today, I got my Sunny shirt going on today. Y'all should see I got these little pants. I got these little short pants, and they got lace around them. They like go to my knees. Well, I ain't really short now. I'm not showing my butt now, but they come to my knees. And this is like a hat. This is like one of them shirts that's like off the shoulder. You know what I mean? So I have a. So if he would have probably saw this when I bought it, he would have been like, what is that? But then he sees it on me. He's like, oh, that's pretty. You look really nice. But the point is that sometimes you as a person, when somebody buys something for you, they tend to want to know where their money going. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, especially when it's used on a credit card rather than cash, you know what I mean? And sometimes, so when you get to asking for donation, and people want to know where it's going to, what you gonna do with it, that's crazy. People just buying school clothes from their clothes 800. Yep. That's what I'm saying. My son, we're not gonna talk about how much I spent on my little kid. You know what I mean? On my 7-year-old. Hard to come by. It's hard to make $800 just to give it to her and Chris. That's exactly where it's going. But check this out. Let's go back to her buying him a game console. I can't remember what game console he bought him. But that, I think she spent like, whatever the game console she is, we have here, okay? And I know for a fact, and my husband bought it used. It wasn't like it was brand new. I mean, just to share that with you. Because, I mean, some things we get used. We get some game consoles. Now, I mean, some things I don't want used. Like, I don't want to use underwear. I'll wear used socks, and I don't like wearing used clothes. Now, somebody only wore some once, and they give it to me. Like, my daughter might have some sandals where she wore one time, or she may never wear them and still got the price tag on. She'll give them to me. You know what I mean? But I don't really want nothing used per se, especially like stuff I put near my yoni. You know what I mean? Or my feet. That's just personal. Those are personal things. But like use electronics, give them here. You know what I mean? Especially if it's marked down. And I'm just saying the point is, I remember she bought him a game console, and I think that game console was like $500 or something like that. But the point is that if she kept that 500 and just came up with 300 more, she would have that $800 camera. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like I have cameras. Let me see. Let me show y'all a camera. I don't know. I may not be up here. Anyway, I have cameras. They are not very expensive. They are not very expensive at all. I paid like $100 and something. $200 for one camera, and it's old school. It's an old school camera because I want to take some black and white pictures. You know what I mean? Because I want to take some do photo shoots of my grandchildren and my son, because they all around the same age. So I want them to take some pictures so I can, so I can have them as a memory. And then I was hoping like one of my grandchildren or my son, one of them became a photographer. But that's a whole nother story. But the point is that I wanted to upgrade. And my husband was like, why would you buy an expensive camera when you just now learning how to really use it? When you're trying to learn how to use it, you got to crawl before you walk. And that's true. Sometimes you got to go cheaper, and then you got to build yourself up to an expensive one. But you don't just start off with no expensive one, no $800 one. When you start getting to 800 and up, then you got to get your own. To be honest with you, when you start trying to buy cameras 500 and up, you need to get your own. You don't expect nobody to buy unless they laying the pipe to you, unless you laying in bed with them, unless they, you know what I mean? Then you can be like, baby, let me get a camera. But if you don't ask somebody to do something for you, if you can't ask your man See, that's something like that. I need to have a real conversation with some of these little young girls. Like, if a man is laying up in you every night and humping in this, pushing and humping and sweating on you at some point in that week, then you need to be asking for him. You need to be asking him to do stuff. You shouldn't ask people outside of their home to really do nothing, because I'm going to assume that once you start living with a man, that he can handle your needs. And if he can't handle your needs, like your family and your parents and stuff like that, then you don't need to be with him. You know what I mean? It's one thing if y'all get ready to buy a house and y'all might need some help, something like that. That would make sense. I would understand if you came to your mother like, Mom, we go ready to buy this house. We just need some help in coming together with the down payment. Or can you co-sign for us? Now that makes sense. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Those kind of requests makes more sense to me rather than ask somebody for a goddamn camera. Excuse my French, for a dang on camera. Okay? It doesn't make sense for you to ask somebody to do something for you that you can't even get done by your man. If your man can't facilitate to hook you up in your own home, then it's no way for you to even think about asking somebody else to do something for you that you should be able to either do for yourself or somebody that's hunching and sweating on you. And he's hunching and sweating on you, eating your food, eating your children, eating up all the baby's food and buying all that stupid ass meat and frying it on that stupid grill and giving you diabetes and high blood pressure and sickle cell. You can't get sickle cell anemia by that. I'm just exaggerating. But that's not the point. The point is that no, ma'am, that is a single. And then don't get me wrong. Now I have clients who are on welfare, but they in their 20s. You know what I mean? They in their 20s and they going to school and they doing things to better themselves. And welfare is not forever. And it seemed like to me that my Jazzy life has a welfare mentality. Yes, welfare is keeping workers, keeping social workers. Some of those social workers still working, right? So yes, so there is a such thing as right now. Yes, they're kind of the way the world is turning out to be now. It's like the lower class and the upper class, and there is no medium classes. Can you do a reading on my Jazzy life? Yes, I can. Thank you. All right, which cards y'all want me to use? Y'all want me to use the cards that I used the last time, or do you want me to use a different set of cards? I got a whole big box of cards in my cards. I like litmus sage. I got my crystals. Yes, I will do it. Let me make sure. Do I have my other cards? Yeah, I got my other cards. I think I'm going to do them on 2 different types of cards. Is that okay with you, Kendra? All right, let me. All right. I'm going to do them on 2 different types of cards. I used to not feel comfortable showing people my cards. Now I just don't really care. Because I use different type of cards anytime. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, come on. Let me get into them. Everybody, please be patient with me. I gotta shuffle them around and stuff. You know, I got my little desk fan. All right. I'm gonna do 2 sets of cards, and I'm not putting the cards together. And I'm gonna get them together. I'll show y'all. Y'all want me to show y'all the cards, or just tell y'all the energy I pick up on them? Which one y'all want me to do? It's on y'all. Okay. These are really old cards. That fan is a fan. Let me put this fan to the side because it's messing up my thing. All right, hold on. All right, all right. I'm done. I'm gonna be done shuffling them up, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get in tune with these cards, and then I'll do these other cards. Okay. Okay. Oops. All right. Okay. In the reading, can you tell me if Jazzy and Chris really knocking books in her arrow? Oh Lord, I don't want to know that, Kendra. And I don't want to know that. I swear. You crazy. You crazy. Stop making me laugh now. I'm supposed to be going off. You trying to make me laugh. And they knocking boots. Hell no, you crazy. And that teeny tiny bed. They probably do. Yeah, they do it. They do it sometimes, y'all. Now they ain't like that. Chris has some issues there with her. Now I'm not saying he had issues like that with everybody, but I feel like he has some issues down. Okay, based off what I'm feeling right now, what I can tell you is that he has some issues in that department because he's not entirely. He cares about Jasmine, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that, but he does care about her. But he's not as attracted to her as he was with some of the other children's mothers. He was more attracted to them than he was to Jasmine. Let's say that. But they do have sex. I can tell you that. They do have sex. Not as often as, I'll say this, not as often as my Jazzy life of life. Okay? I'll tell you that. They have sex. They do. And two, he's afraid he don't want to get her pregnant again. Because he don't even want that. He don't even want that. And she would try. She'll try to trap him again, and he knows that about her. But and it's not really a benefit to get her pregnant. It was more of a benefit to get Medusa pregnant than was my Jazzy life, to be honest. But anyway. Well, I need to clear my chakras, my throat chakra. I can feel my throat getting heavy. Okay, so let's start off with this here. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with these first cards. Let me light my sage again. My throat chakra. Woo! All right, hold on, y'all. But yeah, he do care about her. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie and say he don't. He do as best as his ability. But everything ain't Chris' fault though, y'all. It takes two. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So one of the things that's going on is my Jazzy life needs her. So I already answered your question, Kendra. Okay. So let me get into the other stuff I see. Now, one of the things is my Jazzy life need to get her chakras cleared. Her fourth chakra being the worst chakra of them all. That fourth chakra sucks. It's really off badly. She needs to really get that situated and get that worked out because what's happening here with that fourth chakra. That is her. That of course is where she gets acceptance. She has issues with acceptance, right? She has issues because that's the uh, bone yomi root chakra, the second chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the navel chakra, and then the heart chakra, which is the fourth one. That is the one that she has the most issue with because she doesn't have balance with condition with love. She doesn't have balance with that because she doesn't have balance, and that's the reason why she never really gets what she wants out of these relationships is because she loves them more than they love her, and she's receiving love. She's giving love, but she's not receiving it back in the way that she would like to. That's what all her relationships. Well, even with her mother really, really, really loves her, but she really, I'm not saying she don't love her mother. She loves her mother, but she takes her mother for granted. So there's not a lot of unconditional love when it comes to her mother. She loves her mother with conditions. And like she really needs to, at some point in time, she needs to do some shadow work. And I know somebody's gonna tell she's gonna talk about this in her video one day. Not today, not tomorrow, but she's gonna talk about how she needs to journal. She's gonna talk about how she needs to write down her feelings, and she's just gonna say one day, I need to stop, sharing so much with y'all on YouTube, but I'm gonna start writing down my feelings about how I feel and start doing that. And that's part of shadow work. That's not all of shadow work, but that is a form of shadow work. That is the beginning portion of doing shadow work. Okay, so one of the things is that it's a woman that has a certain thing for her that's holding a heart for her. And usually, and I'll show y'all, and this exactly says that in this particular card in general. Okay, so that particular card, when we start thinking about, and y'all excuse me if I start looking around, I have my pencil and I have I gotta get my writing pad because I have to write this stuff down. I have my little writing pad here. Okay. So let me write this stuff down and then I'll kind of break it down to you. So that card meaning has different meanings to it. Now I see it in a different way. I don't always go by the card, but I will share that with y'all because that's what it is. Okay, for the purposes. Okay, so what's that dealing with? There's some issues that's underlying her family. That card is a representation of her family, and that is issues within her family. Okay, she has certain issues within her family, and it's a certain wavelength that her and her family are not on the same cue. They're not on the same feeling. They're not on the same wavelength. They don't believe the same. And there's a lot of turmoil and emotions that are surrounding her mother, which is why she said what she said about her mother when she was like being selfish and not selfless. But she wants everybody else to be selfless and give her stuff. But that's whatever. Um, so this particular energy will have to be dealing with issues within her family. And these issues are definitely surrounding things of her mother. Just like my Jazzy life doesn't feel appreciated, nor does her mother feel appreciated. So a lot of things have occurred with her and her mother that from her past. And like I was telling y'all before about this generational thing that they got going, and hopefully the curse will be broken with her children, but it don't feel like it. I'm just gonna tell you that she gonna have one daughter. It's gonna only be one daughter that really tries to help her, but she gonna be begging and needing for her children, and she gonna throw in her face that I did this for you. But she only gonna have one child that's going to help her and give her money and take care of her. The rest of them children are gonna be out of there. They're not gonna. She's not gonna be able to call and ask them for nothing, and they're gonna curse her out really bad. Okay, when they get older, and so there is a message with that. So she has So there is something that eventually will be resolved with her family, and it should be resolved, but it's not going to be because of her. Somebody within their family is going to step in and check the out of her. So that's going to, so the turmoil with her mother, and part of the turmoil with her mother is she already knows how her daughter is when it comes to men. Both of them. It ain't just my Jazzy life, y'all. When it comes to men, in their the men that they have been with have always come before their children. So this is no different than with her mom. Her mom always put men before her children too, and so does Jasmine. So they're just basically the same people. That's what y'all understand. And just like how my Jazzy life be wanting people to feel sorry for her, her mama's the exact same way. So let me be real with y'all, okay? So that's definitely part of the issue, okay? Did I break that down for you? I'm not done yet. I'm gonna keep going. Can I keep going, or y'all want me to stop reading her? Because I don't have to read her. But I mean, y'all want me to keep going? I'll keep going. Okay. Hold on. Let me find another piece of paper because I do write everywhere, so I have to find another piece of paper. Um, Hold on. Give me a second here, y'all. Okay, so part of this dilemma here with Miss My Jazzy Life is that she thinks people owe her stuff. She feel good, thank you. She thinks people owe her stuff. So part of the issue is that she is not binded. She feels like she binds herself, meaning she ties herself up from doing the things that she needs to do. She ties herself up with excuses. Okay. And she's always forever feeling stuck. And so what's going to happen is a situation is going to open up for her and unstick her. Um, and so she has to be ready to let go of her old energy. She has to let go of feeling sorry for herself. She has to let go old habits that she has because she has a lot of habits that are not working for her. And so she has to be able to let go of those habits. And she has to start being authentic. And that's scary to say for her to be authentic because she don't need to be authentic on YouTube because her authentic is what got CPS in her life. Let's be honest. Okay. And so her authentic energy need to be in her relationship where she needs to really express herself with Chris. Like she is not happy, and so she needs to tell him she's not happy with the financial situation, and she feels like she's doing too much, and she won't speak up about it. She is not happy, y'all, about that. Okay. I think Jazzy and Chris child keep giving her the most he'll when he will get older. Once he sees these videos, he will give her the most hell. Okay, got you. Because he said EL apostrophe like heal. Got you though. He'll give her hell. Got you. Okay. Um. So that's the thing. So that's one of the things with that. Now, there also, and see, usually when you see the man holding the heart and you see a woman holding the heart, that is a tall tale sign of a woman and a man that is in their life. So this could either mean several different things. This could be another party that's going to be coming along, another man that's going to be coming along. It depends on how you look at it. It could be, let me break it down. So you can look at it as another love interest. that's going to be coming along and somebody in her, I would say that is not right. I don't shame people like that, but there could be a love interest that's a man that could be possibly coming into somebody's life, or this could be in my ways, in my words, or my energy. Also, can say that it may be possibly someone else, like a male figure, authority figure. And I know you've seen the love thing, and you may think it's always about a love. And it could be a love, but it could be a person who actually legitimately loves her. It could be an authoritative figure like a father or something that's going to come around and basically tell her what it is and let her know that what she's doing is not righteous, right? So that can certainly be like one form. You can always look at it in that form. And this particular person is going to give her a certain thought of clarity for her to understand, like, what you doing, dum dum, is not cool. Like, you got to get it together. Like, you're embarrassing the family. You are not thinking with your hair straight. You thinking with your wet ass, because at the end of the day, having a wet ass is not okay. You know what I mean? A wet ass and an empty bank account is not fulfilling. Um, so that's just definitely someone who has the best intentions for her. That's basically what that card resembles. Also, her fifth chakra, which is her throat chakra, is bad because, again, normally when your heart chakra is bad, your throat chakra is, they go hand in hand, right? Because the heart chakra is a receiver and giver of love. The throat chakra is being able to speak in love and to be able to speak your truth, to be able to be honest, and to receive and give messages. And my Jazzy life does not know how to read the room. Every time she reads the room, I mean, she does not know how to read the room. She does not understand when someone's like, bitch, I said no. She's like, no, did you say yes? You want to be with me? And if somebody's like, no, I don't want to be with you. You suck or whatever. Or if somebody really like her, she doesn't understand when someone really likes her. She does not understand that her family really loves her, and she does not get that. And so she thinks that her family does not care for her because they're not coddling her now at this time, right? Um, and not doing, they're doing just what they want to do on their terms. And because they're doing things for her on their terms, she does not reciprocate it as love, and she thinks that nobody's there for her. And instead of looking at it, it's like they're doing what they can for me based off my energy. People are not going to help you as much as they would if you were a single parent within the home. Yes, she's a single parent, but she's not in the home by herself, and that's where the problem is. Because that's just like a man coming up to your house, which you have a man in there and mowing your lawn. A man shouldn't come over to your house, or your father, especially like a father, a brother, whatever, if your man is capable and able of mowing the lawn. Because most men who are proud and prideful be like, no, man, I got it. I can mow my own lawn. I don't need you to mow my own lawn. I like my lawn a certain way. Not most men would allow another man to come in and give them money, or a female. My husband does not allow another man to give me money unless they are relatives. And I'm telling you, my brother, I just met my brother like 4 years ago, and it was like my birthday. And he was reached in his pocket and he was giving me $100. And my husband looked at him and looked at me, and then my husband had to think. And you could tell him he was thinking, you could see the wheels in his head rolling. And he told him, he's like, man, only reason why I'm letting you give my wife money because that's your sister. My brother's like, damn. You know what I mean? serious. You know what I mean? And what most real men won't allow you to give their wife shit unless you do it. See, when I get money, like if somebody give me money or something like that, I'm doing a service, a business, like my business, Um, but foremost, I don't necessarily beg people for money. And most real men don't allow you to beg somebody for money. Now, if somebody give me donations or something like that, if we're talking or whatever, they be like, "That's good, baby." Stuff like little stuff like that, like $5, $3, something like that. $20, $100, little stuff. But for the most part, not like that, not personal. Y'all know what I mean. Like if somebody send me, like if I gave somebody a little reading or whatever, yeah. Or if I did a sample reading on her, people give me sample reading money all the time. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But I'm giving a service. You know what I mean? Just a random somebody, a man off the street, like, yeah, man, your wife cool. Let me buy you a drink. My husband will have a fit. Nigga, you ain't buying my wife no drink. Excuse my friends for those. Sorry. Excuse me. But I'm just telling y'all, like how most real men are, okay? And for her, people are really getting tired of her. And people in someone, a male figure, could be her father, it also could be a brother that is coming to her with love to give her clarity on a situation, to let her know, like, this ain't righteous. Like, this is not righteous that whatever, that you doing these things. But they do have intention for her. And so there's a lot of issues, and these cards both resemble that there are issues going around in that home. See, y'all think she's just asking for money because of the equipment being broken through certain parties, right? It ain't about that. It's about her needing to feel love. Jasmine has been shown love through money through her people, but she's never been shown love through money from people she was in a relationship with. It was always, and when Philip gave her money, it was a price to pay. It came with something. It came with a certain energy of her knowing full well that he had to deal with another woman to get money for her. You understand what I'm saying? Every time a man did give her money, it always came with something. You know what I mean? It always came with a price. You know what I mean? So she's never had a man to just be like, "Baby, I love you so much. I'm gonna give you this $200. I'm gonna give you this $1,000. I'm gonna give you $2,000. I'm gonna pay all these bills, and you can just chill." You know what I mean? It's not something that comes with a hard price. I mean, yes, my husband being a provider comes with a price. Him not being here as much as I need him here, right? But he's here. You know what I mean? So it comes with a price. So a provider being a provider does come with a price, right? But it's a difference. It's not because my husband tricking off of someone, got some woman paying him. No, he's actually at a legitimate job. You know what I'm talking about? you know, so with her, she don't get that. So there is a price to pay. She's never been shown that. So because of the money that she get from her followers, and the money and the things that they buy her, they are showing her the love that she always wanted from a man that she has never really received. Like, she didn't get that kind of love really from her own father, the kind of love that she really wanted. You understand what I'm saying? That's why she looked for Chrissy. See, she befriended these women for a family, because she doesn't really feel loved in her family. There's a lot of issues going on in her house. And that's what these two cards, that male and that female card, are both duality cards. And both of those cards are representative of issues that are surrounding a family. And in my humble opinion, the cards don't tell you that, but in my humble opinion, there's a third party involved in this matter. And there's a third party that's creating troubles within her relationship. Okay? And that's the reason why she's depressed. It's not about camera. It's not about, it's about the problems that she don't have a voice. And that's why her throat chakra is black, because she's not able to really express herself, because in fear of him leaving. She's in fear if she tells him the truth about how he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing for her, that she's not getting the love that she wants, that she's been craving for her from her whole life. If she would be able to get that, then she would be, then that would be okay. It's not about, and let me tell y'all something. Chris, it ain't that Chris is a bad person. He's not the worst person in the world, because she could be with a lot worse, right? But the issue is that Chris doesn't respect her. It's about respect. Chris takes her for a joke. That's what it boils down to. But Jasmine made herself a joke. Jasmine did not force Chris to come in and respect her. So he never had respect for her. Now, he would have had respect for her provided that she made him respect her. Okay? And I'm not saying he would have been the best to her, but if she would have had a level of respect for herself, then in turn, he might have given her the respect, and he wouldn't have been with her, though. He would have respected her, but he probably wouldn't have been with her, because he does kind of need a ride. You know, he need a full ride, like a full ride college. He was an athlete. And a lot of times with athletes, they think people owe them something and they want a free ride. Just like with her, she was an athlete, and that's part of the problem. She wanted a free ride. You know, she's used to, like her, how she got her degree. She didn't get her degree because she's smart, because she was studying and doing all this stuff. No, they passed her because she was an athlete. So I didn't even know this particular card was in the deck, but I will share it with you all. And this is what I call a triad. 3 women. When you see 3 women in the bunch, you think about, I think of family, I think of support system, and it don't always have to be 3 women. It could be a cross between your ancestry line. Remember, I told you my Jazzy life has a strong ancestry line. And because she has this very strong ancestry line, due to that fact, they have a energy of protecting her. So part of this card is a representative of her ancestry line of 3 women who protect her. Again, my mother always told me that God protects fools and babies. Jasmine is a fool and a baby. Okay? My Jazzy life is still at the age she was in high school, to be honest with y'all. Her developmental is still at the age of that. You know how you meet somebody, you know how you have a relative that may have been in prison at one point in their life or whatever, and when they get out, they're still kind of acting like they was before they went to jail. Why? Because they still trapped into that time warp, because those probably were a better years of their life, especially if they was like, selling, to my wacky, what I'm saying? Yeah, they was doing the thing and they was big on the streets. And so that was the best time. So they're reliving that moment. And so with my Jazzy life, she relives that moment. I'm not calling her slow, but what I am calling her is somebody who's reliving the time when she was an athlete. She's reliving the time before she had children. And she's reliving the time when she pretty much was given the key to the city in her mind. You understand what I'm saying? And so because of that, she carries herself like she did. Notice when her voice starts turning, she talks like a baby sometimes. Notice how she speaks. She sounds like a baby. She sounds like one of her children. And her voice will drop back down low like she's still that child again. Like she's still that teenager. Okay? So because of that energy, she basically is trapped in that moment. Okay? And so when I think about that particular card, that is also talking about her community, which is what the card is called. The card is based off a community, and it deals with the community of the way that she looks at things. It involves her network. It involves another portion of it involves networking and how she needs to network more. How you doing, Miss Grace? How she needs to network more and how she needs to. It says something about a connection, a partnership. So it looks like certain parts of her partnerships are dissolving. So as we seen, is that she talked about that business deal or whatever. Now she is gonna get another business deal, y'all. She is gonna now that's probably gonna dissipate as well, but she is gonna get another person that come to her and be like, "Hey, I need you to do X, Y, Z." They're just gonna use her for that time frame. See, let me tell you something. They don't really want her anyway. They're just using her to gather her audience, and then they're gonna use the same excuse that, hey, your platform is problematic and yada yada yada, and we don't want to do business with you. We're going to set up a contract. But they didn't want to do business with her anyway, but they wanted to use her to get to her audience. It's not that they believe in her, they see something special in her. It's not about her. It's about that they want her audience. They want her followers to purchase their things, and they want her to, or even not just followers or people that even go to her channel that don't like her, right? Or that say she sucked. That want even people like that just watch her channel just to talk about her. You know what I mean? They want them to view their channel on her, their product on her channel. So they're going to advertise because it was never meant to be. And that's also with a lot of a couple of people used her in that fashion. They didn't really want to do business with her anyway, but it was about the market because they wanted her audience. So it was never really about her. It was really about her audience and really trying to get more people to come to their products. And they wanted more people like your average person to come to them, not because they believed in her profit or even believed that she didn't even read the script right, so they didn't really care. They was like, whatever, just as long as she put the product on there, and they were just gonna make an excuse to get rid of her anyway. So that's basically the issue. Now, there also is telling her that she also needs to get out more. That's why I was talking about the whole networking thing. They're saying that she really need to get out more because what's happening is she's also feeling sorry for herself more. She is getting ready to have another friendship. I don't want to say friendship breakup, but what I want to say is somebody else is going to come around her and tell her basically they don't trust her and she's a user, and somebody else, another so-called friend of hers, is going to call her out as well. Okay, so when I was saying earlier about how it wasn't about the camera or people, that's a way of saying that she is longing for some type of love or what have you. So what she's doing is utilizing that camera to get that love that she really needs, right? It's not just about the camera, but it's also giving her security, and that's what I was telling you about. Her chakras are all unaligned, and her root chakra especially. So she has some issues like sex. She has some sexual issues. So she really, especially when a person gets a lot of urinary tract and yeast infections and stuff. I'm not saying she does, but I'm just saying that's how you know that your root chakra and your second chakra and your third chakra are on the line. When you're receiving that, or you're not, or sex is used as, and somehow in that relationship, sex is also used as a weapon. Chris uses sex as a weapon against her, whether she knows that or not. Okay, so I already told you about the chakra before I even see the damn card. Okay, yeah, this is all about her chakras on the line. And then her seventh chakra, which I didn't bring up, which is her being her higher self. She does not listen to her higher self. She ignores it. She's not a reading room. She ignores her higher self, and this is the reason why she is not able to manifest the things that she really need at this time, because her seven chakra is off, her higher self as well as the creator. She needs to work on her spiritual relationship with the creator and within herself. She cannot have or even dream about having a successful relationship with anybody if she can't work on the relationship within herself. And she refuses to do that. Now, this particular card is upside down, and because it's upside down, she is having certain traumas with this relationship. Um, Now, there's going to be some happiness that comes away, but one thing that her past keeps coming back and hurting her. Her past keeps coming back and hurting her. See, she's still not over Philip. I'm not saying she want to be with Philip. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is she's not over being hurt by Philip. Okay, she's not over being helped by Philip, but hurt by Philip. She's not even, you know what I mean. So it's not really about Chris. So she really didn't take time to really heal over Philip. Chris just kind of came in, and Chris is just like Philip in a lot of ways. So that's the reason why the relationship was just basically a continue on. Chris is not. It's not that she loves Chris so much, y'all. That's what y'all don't understand. Chris knows that. Chris knows that she don't love. Chris knows that she still has feelings for Philip. She's still. I'm not saying she's in love with him, but I'm saying she still has feelings over him. She's still not over him. Him being with Hannah does not help her. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, which is the reason why she uses Hannah the way she uses her. She tried to run Hannah away with those by having all those children. I'm telling y'all, and she's not over that relationship of Philip. Okay, she's not over that. She has not worked through that pain of him dumping her in jail, and then he dumped her for somebody else that is not. I'm not saying that Hannah's not a pretty girl. I think Hannah's a cutie. But Hannah has some chunk on her. Y'all know what I'm saying? Hannah ain't no skinny girl. And so she feels the way. Jasmine's like, look, I got my college degree too. What does Hannah have that I don't have? Hannah's out of shape too. Hannah's not in the best shape. You know what I mean? You didn't go out and get a skinny girl or, model type. You went out and got somebody that kind of, looks regular. You know what I mean? And so she feels a certain way about that. That still has not registered with her. Okay. Anybody have any questions? I can continue on. If any other questions is wanting to ask about this reading, I can continue on because I got more stuff to say. I definitely got more stuff to say. And I know y'all keep wondering why I keep looking down, but I keep looking down because I'm writing in my book. I have to write when I do my readings, okay? Most of the time. Sometimes I don't. Today I'm writing. I feel like writing, okay? So just be very patient with me in my writing, okay? So the next things that I do know about is that Jasmine does not really want to work on feeling better for herself. I mean, isn't that obvious? Do I have to be a reader to tell you guys that? You all already know that. We already called it out, right? But you're right. She does not want to work on feeling better for herself. She's just kind of in a standstill. But she's in a term of a rude awakening. And usually when a rude awakening comes, that is what they call the awakening energy. When a spiritual awakening happens. And so what's going to happen is Jasmine's going to get a rude, I call it a rude. You can call it a rude awakening. You call it a spiritual awakening. You can call it whatever kind of awakening you're gonna get. She's gonna get an awakening. What's gonna happen to her? Because the ancestors is kind of on their wits end with her, and her. So they're gonna make her work. Now they're gonna make her work. They're not gonna play with her. They're gonna make her work because she's not taking life as serious as they would like her to take it. She's still stuck in junior high. She's still stuck in high school. She's still stuck in the same mind frame of a child. And that's the reason why she's getting her ass whooped now by the ancestors. Um, and so some of the things is that she has to realize what her worth is. And she has to, in order for her to realize what that her worth is, she can get happiness. She can get any type of happiness she wants, provided that she works to get happiness. Now, our happiness and her happiness, your happiness and my happiness are two different things. Well, three different things. You know what I mean? Everybody has different forms of happiness. And so Jasmine is not happy right now. And so she has to figure out what happiness would mean for her. Even what we would define as happiness, like she's just happy for a warm bed in the cot. She's happy that Chris is there, even if he's not there all the time, or even if he's there all the time, she still is happy him there. She's not happy when his children are there. She's not happy about that. She doesn't like it when his children come over there. She does not like it when she can't control her mother. She doesn't like when she can't control her subscribers. She doesn't like it when her mother asks her to do something. She doesn't like it when she has to step in as a daughter to do some daughterly duties. She doesn't like when she has to do something for her grandmother. She doesn't like when she has to do anything for anybody, not even for her children. She only likes it when she has to do stuff for herself. She really don't like when she has to do stuff for Chris, to be honest with you. But she does it because it keeps him around. Jasmine is selfish. She's not selfish, she's selfish. And sometimes you do need to be selfish in certain points, but it's not good when you're always selfish, okay? She has to have a balance, the mayat. She has to have mayat. I wrote down some stuff before I started. I'm gonna try to read that. If I can read my own hair, right? And like I was saying before, she didn't have her own voice, and that's part of the problem. And if she could stand on her truth, if she could stand her ground, then things would be a lot differently in her life. But she refused to do that. So she needs to get some time to be alone, to figure out, to explore some liberation. She has to figure out how to be alone by self, and not always worried about that. She do need a break from those children at some point, where they can stay with Philip a week. And Chris need to go too. She needs to send Chris, all of the children off. And she needs some alone time to figure out what she wants to do with her life, because right now it's just not working. Her life ain't lifing, as they say. I like the ing. The life ain't lifing, and the more and more and more she goes through this life, and she does not figure it out soon, she's gonna get a rude awakening, and she's getting one right now. But she does not know how to read the room. She's never known how to read the room. And the fact that her mother keep coming to social media is a tall tale too. And you have to look. Jasmine and her mama is the same people. Jasmine act like how her mother act. That's why her daddy don't say nothing. He don't really say nothing because he already know what it is with her mama. And he knows what it is with her. Excuse makers. They make excuses for why stuff ain't done. And they always want somebody to feel sorry for them. They the same people. And so what's gonna happen is Jasmine is in a rare form of of trying of the spiritual world forcing themselves on the physical world. They're forcing her to. I'm done. I'm done with writing and reading what I wrote down. I'm gonna give y'all some raw facts here. Um, I use the cards. I don't feel like using the cards right now. I'm just gonna tell you straight facts. Uh, the the energy is basically along the lines her of basically it's like a fire. Okay, so what happens with a fire, right? What a fire does is when I like this sage, I'm trying to give you this euphemism as best as I can. So be patient with me. Don't leave yet. Let me be patient with me. Fire is abruptly. You see how that's burning fast? See how that's burning fast? And it's destroying it, right? It's destroying the sage, right? That's what fire does. It burns abruptly. It destroys things, or it's a force that forces reality, right? Water does the same thing, but it does it in a different way, like this, right? It slowly quenches my thirst, right? Because it gotta go down slow. It goes down slow to get to my stomach, to get to my kidneys, to let my kidneys do what it does. Okay, and so with fire, fire is abrupt. Water is slower. They both do the same thing. One just does it faster and forceful. The other one does it slower, but still does it. Okay. And so what's happening now in Jasmine's life is reality is getting ready to set in for her. And either she's going to understand why things are burning, or she's got to understand why things is washing. If she does not get both, if she's not get both signs, because this sign is gonna come first. It's gonna be right now. It's happening slow. Y'all understand the youth is gonna use it. So right now it's going down slow to get to the kidney. And if she don't get it with this, then the fire is gonna burn her ass, and it's gonna happen abruptly, fast, sharp, and leave no prisons. And that is the end of my Jazzy Life's reading. Any questions? Would anybody else like a reading, or does anybody have anything else to say? Because I don't. After this, I do not have anything else to say. At the end of the day, nobody owes you nothing, my Jazzy Life. People are giving from the kindness of their hearts. They're not. This is not welfare. This is not. You have to get you have to eliminate even people that's on welfare. Don't act like that. And again, it's a helping hand and a lift up and not a hand out. You should want a lift up and not a hand out. Because when you are in the age that you are in, because you are approaching your 40s, and you got to think about what am I going to be doing by the time I hit my 40s. I'm thinking about now, I'm 50. I'm thinking about now, like, damn, what am I going to do in my 50s? See, because my husband will probably be retiring from one of his jobs, or he'll be a manager at one of his jobs. You know, we've already discussed it. I'm going to be probably in 10 more years, my son will be 17 years old. So we would already worked out his college situation, or trade school, whatever. He got to do something. He got to do trade something because it's going to be free for him. So he got to figure it out. So you might as well go get that free education that he can, okay? So I'm already figuring out, like, what I'm going to be doing. What are my goals? Even my 5-year plan. I already wrote down my 5-year plan. It's not no YouTube shit. She have to have something realistically. Now you can say in 5 years I would like my channel to be this way, but you gotta have something more. Like TMR said, and like like Fran said, you have to have something more to make it in this economy. Especially if she paying 2,000 something in rent. That's a lot of money to be spending on some damn rent for somebody's house and you don't own your shit. That's a lot of money. I mean, does she have 5-year plan? Does she have years like she want a house in 5 years? What's she gonna be doing with her children? Is she gonna have a certain educational principle for her children? What are her goals for her children? Has she sat down and discussed anything? What are her goals? Does she want to be married in 5 years? Does she want, you know what I mean? It's you have to need at least a 5-year plan, and then sometimes even then it may not work out like how you want to, but at least you should try to write something down and try to work toward it. And you might get closest to it, or the creator or the ancestors may have something else better in line for you. But you won't know until you try, and she's not trying. So my thing is, you can't force people to drink water. You can only lead them to it and say, bitch, drink this water. And if they don't want to drink water and let their kidneys fail and have to get transplants, I'm not going to give you my kidney because I already told you to drink water. I done told your dumb ass to drink this water. And because you don't want to drink this water, you're not getting none of my kidney because I done already told you. I got 2 good kidneys, okay? And that's all you need, right? I got 2 good kidneys. You didn't get my kidney. I done told you to drink the water. And your little hard ass didn't want to drink the water, so now your kidney's shutting down. And that's where my Jazzy's life is coming to. So thank you so much for coming in, y'all. Please like the video. Please share it. Please let everybody know I got a little channel. I'm talking some ish. And I try, like again, I told y'all I would try to do once a week. I can't commit to doing every day. Not right now. Y'all had to give me more momentum for me to do it every day. I can do a video every day, but y'all would have to give me more momentum because like y'all, my life is I cook 4 meals a day. I'm not like my Jazzy's life. I cook 4 meals a day. I cleans up my house. Okay. And I have a 7-year-old. I help with homework. I'm homeschooling. And I tend to my husband. My husband got needs too. I tend to him and what he need, what he want to talk to. He want to talk this way. Okay, I'm here, baby. Now I'm like that. I would drop for my husband. My husband provider though, so it's different. If he come home, if we was on this video right now, he came home, I'd be like, bye y'all. I'm just being honest. So if I ever get off here real quick because he done came home or my son need me. I mean, that's just how I get down. I'm not like my Jazzy life. But anyway, thank you so much. So if y'all want me to do more videos, give me some encouragement. I'll be happy to talk about whatever y'all want me to talk about. Now, on the terms of politics, y'all might be mad at me in the politics, so I break some stuff down because y'all, I'm gonna share one more thing with y'all, then I'm gonna wrap it up. I have a background of Afro-centered, so and I was in a movement at some point in time. So I have a background of a lot of knowledge, and I've traveled the world in helping people to fight for their freedom, so to speak. And so I'm no longer doing that because of certain reasons. And maybe one day we'll have a discussion about that. Y'all will ask questions about that. But y'all can Google my name and y'all see stuff pop up. Y'all see some stuff pop up. So, it is what it is. But so I have a background. So I can pretty much talk about a lot of different topics that y'all would like me to talk about. I don't just have to talk about Jazzy's life. I can if y'all want me to. But I think that my Jazzy life is also doing a disservice to the boys in the house. Because, with little boys and little girls, you have to teach them to have self-pride. And my Jazzy life doesn't have self-pride. And she's also seen her daughters being showed how she's been treated. It's also important for males, especially black males, to see other black men around that treats their women really good. And it can always turn out bad. it could always it turn out good or bad. It could turn out where either Aiden will be a chump for some woman, or he might be a beater of a woman. So I'm just saying it could work out both ways. I mean, not beater, he'd be abusive. Let's say abusive. Abusive could be mentally, physically, psychologically, whatever. So what he want to do is to prevent all of that. You have to be careful of that, especially with young black boys. And a really good book to read about that is the self-destruction of black boys, of self-destruction of black boys. That's really it's a quick read, so you definitely get that. And next time, if I remember, I will bring up some good book selections for y'all to read. I have a library in my own home that talks about how we should rear or try to do the best with our children. Now, sometimes, I mean, you can raise your children a certain way. They still hard headed and they can turn out what they want to, but at least they have certain values within them. And my Jazzy life doesn't really teach her children like the values, the morals of certain things. But I don't think my Jazzy life has any morals and certain values and certain things. And I had values. I was raised with values and morals, but I was hard headed, y'all. I didn't listen to my mom either. And my children, I mean my parents, I both raised broke parents. I didn't listen to them either. My children listen to them, and now they see it. Now I see, you know what I mean? And so at some point in time, somebody has to break the cycle of being hard-headed. Because I was hard. My mom told me a lot of stuff. Everything my mom told me came to pass. My mother was also a reader. Both my moms were readers. She were healers and stuff, just in different ways, And here I am, hard-headed, can read people. I mean, y'all, I can read people and still did the same stupid ass shit. Oh my God, y'all. Ooh. And I just be talking to my daughter. I just be like, girl, you don't know I did so much dumb stuff when I was coming up. And sometimes we do. And, you have to live and you learn. But at 50 years old, I'm not going to make them same stupid ass mistakes I did in my 40s, in my 30s, in my 20s, in my teens. Oh my God, I don't do that same dumb stuff now. I learn from my mistakes. I don't repeat twice now. That's something I don't do, right? But hey, you live and you learn, and you have to sometimes just figure the shit out. And unfortunately, my dad's life is just, she's not read the room. She's not read the room. And she's still trapped in a child's mind. And that's unfortunate for her and her family. And I don't think her mother's no different. I think her mother, of course, she's grown and she has certain attributes, but she she still regards her grandmother might have raised her, not just like mother still played a part in her childhood. We're not gonna act like she didn't. And she can say my grandmother raised me, yeah, but your mother was still around. We ain't gonna play this. And she has, and they created a mindset, and this is what they have. And it's unfortunate for her and her children. And hopefully, at some point in time, thanks so much for subscribing to me, all of y'all. I appreciate it. Maybe at some point in time, she'll get it. And by the way, my channel, I have to be honest with y'all, I do speak frank. I try not to offend people, but sometimes it goes down. I'm a Taurus. I was born on the same day that James Brown was born on. I was born on the same day that Damon Dash was born on. I was born on the same day that Star, used to be on the radio, and now he has his YouTube channel, Star Report, May 3rd. So, and I'm a Taurus moon, sun, and Venus. So it is what it is. So I do speak my mind, and hopefully it won't hurt your feelings. And I do say I am comical, and I will say something crazy. I do talk crazy sometimes, but for the most part, I mean, I'm entertaining. So hopefully y'all will stick around to see my entertaining, and I will try not to be dry. And sometimes I can be dry, I'm a Taurus. Sometimes we can be dry. So it is what it is. But anyway. I do want to say a couple of things. I want to say rest in peace, Terry Funk. Y'all, I'm a wrestling fan. Y'all love wrestling, as well. I'm girly, I'm bougie and all that, but I still like me some wrestling. I hope. I'm in St. Louis. I grew up, so that's what we do. So rest in peace, Terry Funk, and rest in peace to Brian. My husband took me to he surprised us and took us to WWE SmackDown on Friday, and I almost lost my mind. And that's probably also why my throat is kind of weird right now because I was screaming my head off. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'm gonna wipe this lipstick off my face, and I'm ready to have to take me a shower, drink me some coffee, and I'm gonna lay down. I mean, who drinks coffee before they lay down? And brush my teeth? Of course, I'm gonna brush my teeth. But who drinks coffee? Me. I love coffee. So hopefully y'all tune in to make sure y'all support the sisters, all the reactors, all of them. You know what I mean? Hopefully, y'all support all the reactors. I really appreciate that. And please support me. I'm not just gonna be talking about reactions. I'm gonna talk about all kind of stuff, y'all. But I do readings. So if y'all would like to get a reading, go to www.ask314life.com. If you want, herbs and stuff like that, I'm an herbalist too. But I do all kind of stuff. Y'all. Go to www.euphoricenergyllc.com. If you like candles, I make candles and I sell sage and crystals and shit. I'm a healer, y'all. I do chakra cleanses. I do all this shit, whatever. You got trauma going on in your life. I don't share my shit. It's people that's used to me here before, and I don't share people's shit. I'm like, girl, I did a reading for such and such. I don't do all that. Now, some people, like, I have a couple of celebrity clients, so yeah, I ain't gonna tell you about that. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, y'all look at some of my old videos and y'all see do some video. Even when I did my video, I did one on T.I. and Tiny. Y'all should look at that one. It was a long time ago before they even had really bad stuff going on, and everything that I said came to pass. I've done a lot of readings and stuff like that, and so hopefully, I'm my own healing center here in Louisville, Kentucky. And I hate, why did they say Louisville and spell Louisville? It's a whole nother conversation. Anyway, y'all, I talk a lot because I'm sleepy. I'm going to go. My ear's sticking out. Why y'all tell me my ear was sticking out like that? My ear ain't that big like that. It's just sticking out. Mine look like my biological father, my biological mom. I'm cross. But anyway, thank you.